clean. I didn't do set it up ahead of time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My fancy whiskey glass Shauna got me, I didn't get it clean beforehand.
Oh,
The Maker's Mark 46 today.
hey, Maker's Mark is good. I just drank some Booker's, so apologize if I feel a little tipsy already.
I'll put this out. Hey, everybody, get in here. There's one. It's probably just us.
Probably me.
People can watch it afterward.
Yeah. Let me share. Let me share this thing real quick. Oh, I gotta close that closet, huh?
I might just jump into. I haven't eaten yet either. I just got back from the hangar. Comic Tom's streaming. All right. If anybody comes watches this later, but before tomorrow night, Dune. I'm on the Spider-Man series on Whatnot. So Saturday night, 8
Yeah.
o'clock.
Make sure you guys tune in.
Dope
Whatnot's
books.
running a series where they do Spider-Man Saturdays, right?
Yeah, it's called Spider-Man series, is what they're calling it. But that's basically what every Saturday in uh, April. All right, so I'll cut this without cutting myself. I couldn't
Please
find
be
my box.
careful. If you cut yourself, we might they may take it down.
Start squirting blood everywhere. All right, so my setup for this is I have no clue the condition of these books. So I know there's 3 total books in here. 2 of them were replacements for my X-Men 266. There was one direct and one newsstand, and they were some of the books that was lost in the CBCS lost submissions debacle from last year. So these were replacements in there. So I'm 100% blind on what's in here. I just know that there's supposed to be X-Men 266, unless there's another X-Men book I forgot about. I am expecting mid-range around 7 to 8 because that's about what I sent in. Is a 7 to 8 range. Gabe J, what's up? And then there's a really cool foil book that I got signed. You know how I love foil.
Oh yeah, you're a sucker for
it. All right, these are packed pretty well, so I'm gonna try open these so I can surprise myself. Unwrapping some bubble wrap, trying to keep it off screen so I don't and out of my own line of sight.
Yeah, I got some
DC,
books.
they got DC books. Hold on. Jay
Really?
got DC books.
Holy crap, Jay! For those of you guys who don't know, Jay is a Marvel fanboy.
We're trying to bring him to the dark side of indies and DC.
Oh, they were a gift.
All right. Where's the front?
Hey, those are the best kind, Jay.
Okay. So pull this out. I got one. That's not what? All right. Let's see. This what? This is hold on. It said enjoy this free gift. I didn't see there's another book in there.
No.
So this is one of the 30th anniversary books.
Oh,
looks
for
like
Brigade, okay. Clan McDonald, okay, got it, cool.
Yeah, because they were the facilitators for these signings. Okay, do I still have this up the right direction, or is that backwards? Okay, they're fine. All right. Foil. Oh my god, that's so shiny. Foil crossover, Donny Cates. This is the Spawn variant.
Yeah, that was a 9.8. All right.
That one I was kind of expecting because of the foil. Foil just holds up so well. God, that's so shiny. I can't even
Yeah.
get there. We go. You can mostly see it there, right?
Yep. Yeah. That's the local comic book shop. It was the local comic book shop, right? Or was it just the
Oh,
foil
this was
variant?
one of the cons, I think.
Okay.
Madman cameo foil. Yeah, fucking. I don't remember. I want to say it was one of the cons because they made a foil
Okay.
version of one of it. I just don't remember which con. It doesn't say on here. I'll have to look it up later. All right. All right. So these are the X-Men 266. I see that. And like I said, completely blind because they're replacements, so I don't know the quality of replacement. I expect about average of what I gave. Like I said, I think ones I sent were about 7 to 8. These were sent in to get signed by Kubert. I like that signature placement.
And if you guys don't remember, Clam McDonald was the facilitator or the dealer that suffered probably one of the biggest losses in
Yeah, it was
CBCS.
like
I can't remember the total number of books, but
I think
they
after that second thing, it was over 700 because originally it was
yeah,
like 661, and I think they
yeah,
said there was another 80 that identified missing.
yeah,
All right, Andy Kubert. It's a good spot for it because it's a dark book. If you're going to do black, that's the only spot to do it.
yeah. That's
So
up
it's
on the up on the title, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
7. Yep, there we go. That's what I
Okay,
expected.
nice, nice.
Newsstand.
Yeah, a lot of people were Jay. I was too. But mine came back fairly quickly. It was a Bagley signature, so on a Thunderbolts one.
It looks pretty good. It could definitely be upgraded, but I'm not even going to mess with it. All right, and then this one should be a direct. And yep, there's a direct. Same place. Surprised he didn't pick some different colors to sign these, like a silver marker down here or
Yeah,
something.
he could have signed like yeah, you're right, inside his coat and stuff.
Yeah. But I'm glad that since he used a dark marker, he went up here though, because I've seen people sign black on black and I hate it. Yeah, that was. I was kind of excited about that book. It's not a money book at all, but it just would have been really cool to have that triple signed. I had that
Yeah.
one too. But, all right. Oh shit,
Oh, shit. Nice.
that one's staying in the PC. I bought a
Nice.
9.8 CGC blue label, and then I think I'll keep this one signed.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
nice, man.
I'll probably go ahead and throw this one up for sale then.
All right.
Newsstand 7, not bad. I mean, it's at a 7. The newsstand doesn't really make a difference to me. I think it does
Yeah,
to some
yeah.
people.
And that's the newsstands were becoming rare because that's the 90s, right? What was the year was that? 90 what?
Uh 90, 90
Yeah.
flat.
Yeah. So it's about 6 years after the introduction of the
Oh,
rec market when it was prevalent. So it's
probably the most valuable thing in the box is a bunch of shipping materials. No, I don't have to go buy any.
So I'll share with you some quick picks. They're not slabs, but they're pickups that I got during a Facebook claim sale. So I've kind of pivoted in so I completed my Tomb of Dracula, and I got some news to share with you, Randy. I don't know if we want to do it live, we can do it later. But I completed my Tomb of Dracula, so I started collecting, as you know, Strange Tales, right? So you were with me at Planet Comic Con when I picked up a whole bunch of them. And so I just wanted to show this one. So we all watched I think it was it was either Captain America Winter Soldier. I know it wasn't an Avenger where he made his appearance, but I picked up a Strange Tales number. Mylar, look at that.
Yeah. There you
Number
go.
there you go. Number 144. It's the first appearance of Jasper Sitwell.
Oh, okay, okay.
Turned out to be an agent of Hydra. You know, picked up. So Walt Simonson is low key one of my favorite artists. He did a lot of work, Thor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he was actually, I won't say featured, but his work was featured, was one of the posters. It was on the poster for last year's HeroCon. And so we know Loki #2 or season 2's upcoming here. And Owen Wilson's character is set return.
Mobius and Mobius.
Mobius E. Mobius, and he's rumored to be in the Deadpool movie. So I picked up his first cameo in the newsstand. A very great copy there. And I picked this up from Prestige Worldwide Comics, and hopefully some of you guys know that name. Prestige Worldwide made their great appearance in the movie Step Brothers. They had a music video. Will Ferrell and what was the other guy's name? Anyway, that guy. And then I picked up his first appearance. Yeah. And I picked up his first full appearance. There we go. First full appearance, also in the newsstand. Went with this one because I like newsstands this year. I think it's 90s. I can't remember exactly when in the 90s. So they're a little bit more rare, high grade. But if you pick up the direct, it's actually Mobius E. Mobius' first cover appearance, because he is the person that is in the letterbox, the UPC
really?
down here. Yep.
I didn't know that. That's neat.
And yeah, and I got back some other books from being pressed, and got a notification on some grades. My Tomb of Dracula 13, I got a 9.0 off white to white pages. So that one's coming back. That one's an upgrade. I purchased, I believe it was a 6.0 at a con in my Marvel premiere. You remember my Marvel premiere first Iron Fist that I picked up at Planet Comic Con? That one came back in 8.0 as well. Off white to white pages and stuff like that.
Did you slide your 10?
Yeah, my 10 was slabbed already. I bought it slabbed.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
Bought it slabbed. So my 13, which is the Origin of Blade, is one full grade up higher than my 10. So I might have to go hunt down a Tomb of Dracula 10 and a 9.0, see if I can trade up and stuff. And so yeah, it was good. I'm waiting on, and the turnaround time for that economy fast track was 6 days.
Damn.
Yeah, they received it on. Man, let me take that back. Let me see. What might have been less than 6 days. Hold on, let me double check. It was, 6 days. Technically 6 days, right? So they're ready to ship, but they won't ship until Monday. But really, it was, they received them on the 11th, or officially received them on the 11th, graded them, slabbed them, and everything by today, and already have them ready to ship by Monday. So I say 6 days because they ship out on the 17th.
Was that where my Swamp Thing was?
No, your Swamp Thing's in the Modern, but it was where your former Marvel Spotlight was at.
Yeah. You don't know what that grade was, do you?
Oh yeah, you want to know?
Yeah.
It was an 8.0 white pages.
Okay. You got a pretty good deal then.
Yeah.
White pages, really?
Yeah. I was surprised. You know how I feel about CG. I believe white pages is an arbitrary. The page quality can be somewhat arbitrary because we've seen
anything modern is going to be white pages.
Yeah, anything modern is going to be white pages, so it definitely works for the economy. So it doesn't carry that weight, but they don't use, I guess, what was the standard, the owl gauge thing.
Yeah.
And we've seen in the past where if you resubmit a book, somehow the page quality got better, right? It'd be like an off-white to white pages, and then it comes back a white pages. I believe that was the case with my Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #8. I believe when I purchased it, now it was a different company. It was a CBCS off-white to white pages, and I believe it came back from CGC a 9 that was a 9.6 off-white to white pages. Cracked it, resubmitted it, sent it to CGC, came back a 9.8 white pages, I believe. I think it was a white pages.
But everybody told me that CBCS grades really easy and CGC grades really hard.
Yeah,
That's what the internet told me.
Yeah, but it's it's one of those things where I don't think that way. I think it's all subjective. And then I'll share with you real quick
Yeah,
some
they got
books.
different rating schemes, anything. That's something anyway. That's something people need to understand.
Yeah, and I'll share with you some books that are going to be in my next submission that are going out next week. I'll show you real quick. These aren't in Mylar, so it shouldn't have too much glare. So, Image Anthology number 8. It's the preview / first appearance of the character Sphere and so right there appear in World Tree. They're set to appear in World Tree, so I'm sending 3 of them.
Just to let everybody know, so a lot of people skip that because they thought it was just a preview of issue 1, but it's its own story.
But it is its own story. It is his own story, and we will have some raw copies for sale on the eBay store. So the local comic book shop, the Dragon Slayer here in Fayetteville, they host a trade day, and so I was able to secure a 6.0, I believe. I have to double check, but it was a 6.0 graded copy of Marvel Spotlight number 32, the first appearance of Jessica Drew Spider-Woman.
Nice.
Had it cracked, obviously, is no longer in there in the slabs and pressed out. So hoping it comes back a 7.5. Looks like it is a 7.5. So as long as it comes back better than a 6 or better, I'm happy. Now, the other book that I purchased when we were there was a 9.4 Spectacular Spider-Man number 64, the first appearance of Cloak and Dagger. So here it is, cracked out, and this one's going cracked out, but this one is no longer in the slab. This one's going as well to CGC. The flaws that were in it that you could see through the slab are not there. So hopefully it comes back better than the 9.4. I'm hoping for a 9.8. It looks really good.
That'd be such a great pickup if you got that 9.8, because that was only like $50.
Yeah. Well, just under 100. Just under 100. The guy had it, but it was on. It was on. He had it higher, but it was on sale. But yeah, just under 100 is what I paid for it. And then first appearance of Omega Red in newsstand. This was a CBCS 9.6. I purchased this. It's probably not an original purchase. I don't recall, but I remember sending it into CBCS a long time ago. It came back. By a long time ago, I mean like 2020. So I had already owned this copy. Newsstand. Had one defect that had it a 9.6. The defect's gone. So hopefully this comes back a 9.8. And it's obviously as a 9.8 newsstand, it's a little bit more valuable book. And then I picked up the facsimile of Hulk 181. This one's going.
You had the 8-bit one also, right?
Yeah, I got that one here as well. This one's also going to CGC, and it will make a great bookend to number 2 of 700 that I own. The 8-bit.
Yeah, there you go. Which you're gonna start getting those the way I get my Ultimate Fallout 4s.
Man, this is awesome. This is an awesome cover. 181 is a great cover. It's homaged, but I do, Ultimate Comics did a Arthur Adams one. I believe it was a cover to Immortal Hulk. I just can't remember which issue, but when done right, this cover looks awesome, and they did this one right. So can't wait. It's another 9.8, and I already have a 9.8. So if that one comes back a 9.8, that's 2 of 700 that I own. And then we have them up for sale, but I didn't bring them upstairs, but Spider-Man number 7. So I got those back today from Chris Fields, our presser here.
That would be the current Spider-Man 7, first appearance of Spider-Boy.
Yeah, first appearance of Spider-Boy, and I have those that are going there.
I'm trying to look up some prices on this It's going to be hard to comp this 7.0.
Oh yeah, hey Rusty, yeah, it's definitely it's not a traditional preview. It is actually like a story, and it's definitely it's good, and it set it up for World Tree. So I'm excited to read World Tree. I enjoy what Tinian does, and the premise of the story looks pretty good. Yeah, and Hulk 1 did do a She-Hulk and X-23. That one looks really good. I cannot remember, and I believe it is.
Mike Mayhew.
Yeah, Mike Mayhew, but I believe it's Honey Badger in place of the Wendigo. I can't remember who the third character on it is there on there, but it was a Mike Mayhew.
Oh no! Oh, I was thinking of the Wolverine 8 cover. 7 or
Oh
8.
yeah, yeah,
Go fix it. But I remember that one too.
yeah. So Hulk 181. I think it gets homaged a lot. Not as much as others like ASM 300. Looking at you, community. So, it's like, but
I
it's
told you it was going to be a Spider Boy.
And man, so I think it's obviously it's the ASMs that get homaged a lot, and it's very, man. So but yeah, so those are coming back. I do have a couple other slabs, but I didn't bring them out because this is more your blind unboxing, and it's a great grade, man. A 9.4 blind. That's awesome. Signed by
Yeah,
Kubrick.
no, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I might still consider selling it since I've got that 9.8.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna hold on to it for a minute. We'll
It's,
see.
it's I mean, it's great, man. It's a great cover. I believe it's a great cover. I have a 9.6 of, and we argue about this, what I believe to be his true first appearance. But
Oh, no,
hey.
it is in the comics, 100%. I will never say that did not come out first. The only thing I say is there's some caveats to it. Is that
There
it
is some
wasn't
caveats.
So that's why 266 is the money book. But yeah,
Yeah.
so X-Men Annual 14, 100% came out first. And it is not a cameo. He's in
No,
like 10 fucking pages. He talks, he's referred to by name, you see his face. It's not a cameo, man.
AJ, so I know a lot of people are not happy with Spider Boy, and they're kind of doing that. And a lot of people, you see a lot of, especially in the forums and in the posts, you see a lot of people selling them and talking about it, both good and bad. I will tell you, Jamie is not a Dan Slott fan. He is not a Dan Slott fan. I have a love-hate relationship with Dan Slott. I enjoyed his work on Spider-Man. He is a Spider-Man fan. I was not a big fan of his Fantastic Four run that he completed prior to the one that's here. And I know some of the things there were out of his control, but still, I wasn't a fan of that run. But he told everybody, man. He told everybody, hey, this is the book you want to order. This is the book you want to have. I'm telling you about it. He even said he doesn't do it often, and a lot of people kind of blew him off, and then boom, and then you have the zeitgeist that was Spider Boy. So
I'll tell you, there's a couple things. One, obviously it blew up. I think it's going to drop, but it's not going to crash like so many people think.
yeah,
Like you can't unring the bell.
yeah, the thing is, man, it's a character that I think the market will really correct itself or even go higher depending on Edge of Spider-Verse 3, right? How his origin is tackled by Dan Slott, or was tackled by Dan Slott and Humberto Ramos.
There's a
So
few things that's got going. So one thing I'll say is, like you said, I don't like Dan Slott. Not only do he's an all right writer to me, but I just don't like him as a person. He's a dick. But there's a. But with that said, I ordered 5 copies myself because I saw legs on this book. There's a few things it has going for it. So one thing people say is all of these spider characters, like that's only kind of true. All of these recent Edge of Spider-Verse books have introduced a ton of spider characters, but they're all multiverses. Most of them you'll never see again. And if you do, they're going to be fleeting. Like they're not going to land like Spider-Gwen did.
right.
Uh, And then like Miles is a whole different story too, because he was in his own universe, had his own title and everything, and took
Yeah.
over. Spider-Boy is a new Spider character in main continuity.
Yep.
There's a ton of potential and a ton of legs on that. So he's not going to be the next Miles. That's not going to happen. But he's got legs, he's got potential depending on where he goes from here. And it's not even, you can't even like look in the first year and if he fails be like, well, that's it, because in 6 years the next
Yeah.
Donny Cates could show up and do a Venom run with him. And
Yeah.
then you're like,
And
fuck, this character's awesome.
yeah, and I think it took Miles 11 years to really hit, right? To hit his stride, those thereabouts. So it's definitely, I agree with you, Randy. I think it's a character that definitely has a lot of upside to it. And it has two creators. I'm a huge Umberto Ramos fan, so but it does definitely has a writer who is invested in the character. Um, and you know, it's definitely, I think there's a lot of potential there to be able to take the character far. So for me, it's Edge of Spider-Verse 3 will explaining his origin will kind of make a break and stuff like that. And of the recent Spider-Verse characters that have been introduced, I think a lot of what's driving that is the movie, right? The animated movie Edge of Spider-Verse is driving those things. I believe Dreamer, who was introduced in Deadly Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
Which
yeah. Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah, Deadly Neighborhood
Come
Spider-Man.
on, on Whatnot tomorrow.
Yeah, and
Christian
then
Dance.
there was the oh man, the one the fashion one. I can't remember that spider's name, but
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I have a bunch of copies of that too. Also for sale on Whatnot tomorrow.
yeah. Those two were received very
That's a
well.
cool character, man. It looks so good.
Yeah, those two were received very well, but I agree with you. Many of the other ones are not saying one and done, but definitely not doesn't
They
have
weren't made to be the
the
next big character. They were made for that
right
story.
for that story. Yep, and very few, and they're all most are derivative of Peter Parker, where Spider Gwen was obviously Gwen Stacy, and she
It's just a
was
really compelling story
yeah,
with Gwen.
and a beloved character to begin with, right? And so to be able to bring Gwen back as a spider person, and then her story and her why is that her Peter Parker was killed.
Yeah.
It's
I
definitely
really like that entire thing where like her Uncle Ben was Peter. Like it's so good.
yeah. So AJ, I like I agree with three of your four. I despise Ben Riley, but not because I think
I like him as a person.
I despise Ben Riley because Marvel doesn't know what to do with him. Obviously, during the he was introduced, man, in the 80s. I think he was introduced in the 80s,
There's
and then
90s.
was it the 90s? No, no,
Oh
no.
well, he became Scarlet or Spider-Man in the 90s.
Yeah, he
I don't
became
know.
Spider-Man in the 90s.
No,
But yeah, so he went through things, and then the Beyond story arc put him through the paces. Um, and he ended there with Chasm, and I just feel like they forced Chasm in Dark Web. Dark Web was fun; it was a fun story, but they forced him there, and so I think they have him on the back burner until something comes out. So uh, I'm pulling for Ben Riley, but he's one of those ones where I think a lot of people give him a lot of credit when it's not due. I do like Kane. So in
Christopher
the
Riley was 1975.
Yeah, there you go. 75. It was Green Goblin.
Amazing 149.
Yeah. I got that book. I just couldn't remember when. So
But
yes.
I actually like the idea of him being a villain in Chasm because I think he can fill that role that was voided when Venom became a hero,
Yeah, I mean
where he
definitely
blames Peter for everything, and he's kind of irrational about it, and all of his plans were to get revenge on Peter. Like,
Yeah.
I think he fit that role, and I think the design is really cool.
Yeah, Chasm, I
I just
think.
hope they don't make him another hero that looks like Spider-Man. I
Yeah,
I wish they'd bring Kane Scarlet Spider back, though. I love that run
they
with
did.
Kyle Lewis and Ryan Stegman.
Hey, they brought Kane back.
What? When? Is it during Dark Web? Oh, in there? I'll read it when they come in.
So, um, that book, so quick synopsis. It is the end of the Spider Verse, but not obviously not the end of the Spider Verse, but the end of the Spider Verse as we know it. Um, they
As
were
everything
able,
Marvel, the end of the thing as we know it.
yeah, they were able to bring back a lot of Spider characters, and that's how Bailey was reintroduced uh, back into the 616 universe. But they brought Kane back during that, so it's going to be a really, really cool, uh, a good one. So, hey, Jay, it's so you probably have the A cover. The A cover is still a good cover, man.
It's
And
still a
if
first appearance, it's just not the cover appearance.
yeah, and a lot of people aren't hunting it because they want this first cover appearance. Uh, the Alex Ross Timeless cover, the Doc Ock cover, is also available, and I think that one is under $20 right now. So
You have your 100?
I do. It's pressed, ready to go. And that one we talked about it, Jamie. That's going to be my one. That's my PC-ish book. That's going to be the one that
Yeah.
I'm going to keep in the PC and try to hold out for signatures and some remarks.
So just so you guys know, there's some dope ass Scarlet. Oh, I'm not going to be able to show it on here, am I? I need to get the wife's computer. The camera's better. Some Scarlet Spider from the 2012 run. There's some amazing covers,
There is, man, and now that
and they're
he's
high
back,
dollar. They're surprisingly expensive.
Rusty, come on now.
That's Ben Riley. You're going to get Angel going, man. What are you doing?
he was he was good. He was good. That was King too, right? Yeah, that wasn't Ben. That was King, right? Scarlet. That Scarlet Spider was King.
Yeah, yeah. Kane went by Scarlet Spider with that red and fuck. I wish I could. It won't show up on my camera. That's why I said I gotta go back to my wife's computer. Her camera's better.
Yeah, he's Kane. I think was highly underrated. He was the more violent of the three clone of the two clones. So
Yeah, that fucking was it Web of Spider-Man where he became Spider-Man with the hoodie and shit. That book blew up, man.
it did, man. It's a great.
It's funny because it was a joke for so long until like a year ago, and then rumors came out about Scarlet Spider Ben Riley, and then everyone's like, "It's Modern Grail."
Yeah.
Everybody hated that entire storyline.
The clone saga, I think what a lot of people hated about it was it rewrote continuity. It was
Yeah,
like, hey, the Peter that you grew up and loved with, that
fuck
the
that
Peter since that issue in 1975 was fake, was not the true Peter. And people were like, what the hell? It's like, and so we'll see, man. I think they
That's
got
another
Cindy
book
Moon
that
back.
I don't have, which is fucking unacceptable. Why do you have books that I don't have? You see all this shit? This is like 10%.
You know, I wouldn't say it drove me to quitting collecting, but what it showed me was that the big guys, at least when it comes to characters that they were shaking in the 90s, they were shaking things up just to shake them up, right? Like just to do it, just to drive sales. And
Everybody's got to
with
do extreme. Put them in
Yeah,
black
and
costume. Give them some
yeah,
pouches.
yeah.
Sometimes a hoodie or a skateboard.
But you know what's funny is, and Jamie and I talk about it all the time. We buy a bunch of nostalgia books, and I buy a bunch of '90s Image. Like if I can find me some '90s Image in the newsstand at a great price, in my collection it goes. So, because it's those are the books that I really started buying for myself that I bought in bulk, right? So Jim Lee, um, Youngblood, Will
I think
Corstaceo, and was it Cyberforce? All those books, Stormwatch, yeah. So
Brigade,
yeah, Brigade. so so it was
the modern
definitely
heroes, Prophet #1, obviously.
yeah, yeah. So definitely
I think
a
Death of
good time.
Superman is kind of fun because nobody I don't think anybody ever hated the story. I think what they didn't like was the fact that, like, they just brought him back right away after claiming that, like, "Hey, we're killing Superman." So all the people outside were like, "Gotta buy that book. It's gonna make me $1,000,000 when
Yeah,
I retire." But, like,
and
at the collectors and the readers, the entire thing from front to back was a good story,
it was.
and it brought in some cool characters like that new Superboy. It brought in Steel. It brought in, Hank Henshaw, who just, like, wrecked shit through all the for the past 30 years. Uh,
And the characters introduced there are still around and they still affect the DC universe. Steel is getting a new series. Obviously Superboy is
there's a
back.
couple
So
different
you have two
Superboys right now.
Superboys. And then Cyborg and Eradicator too. Don't forget about Eradicator. Eradicator comes does this thing too. So a
Hank
lot of that.
Henshaw was in, was it Blackest Night? And he was just fucking everybody up.
Yeah,
Like, they can't kill him, I believe. Like, isn't he stronger than the real Superman at this point?
he is. And Eradicator is too. Eradicator is too. I like the way they rewrote Eradicator. So he is too.
Oh, Jay, I know we've told you before. You really want to read some, check out some good DC, check out Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run. Just chef's kiss.
Just don't let the art run you away. Van Skeever's art is a little stiff, but it's still a good run.
Story, when he
Story's
expanded
awesome.
the mythos and brought out all the other ones.
Yeah. Yes, Wildcats, Rusty. Exactly it.
Wildcats was my
Wildcats.
jam, and if you can find me that foil, I know you found it for me once, but I didn't have any money.
Oh, I still have it.
Oh, did you
The
get it?
gold foil Wildcats. Yeah, I still have it.
I know. I remember you hit me up and you were like, "You want one?" I'm like, "Ah, I can't right now." The
Yeah,
Witchblade is
yeah.
underrated, but I think that's Dark Horse, isn't it?
No, no, I don't think it's. I don't think it's Dark Horse. I think Witchblade was Image. I think it was Image, but Witchblade
And
was good.
hey Jay, if you're talking about Jeff Johns, remember he's the one who did the Three Jokers, which you're like, "I hate Batman," and then you're like, "But Three Jokers was so good." That was
Yeah,
Jeff Johns, man.
Witchblade is Image. It was Top Cow.
Top Cow. That's what I was thinking. It was Top Cow.
Top Cow.
My lighting is getting messed up because I didn't turn on any lights and it's starting to get dark.
And then yeah, obviously you have Liefeld with what was his group?
Liefeld.
Young Blood and
I got a bunch of books signed by Liefeld, and I am selling them because fuck that guy. Hey, thank you for helping with Deadpool. Quit acting like Fabian had nothing to do with it.
or
You're a
Joe
fucking.
Kelly or Ed
I'm gonna
McGuinness.
show you.
It's like, come on, man. Um, heard good stuff about who, Jay?
I think
Prophet?
it's talking about Jeff Johns.
Oh, Jeff Johns. Oh yeah, Jeff Johns is he's good, man. He like all writers, when he's on, he's on. He has more hits than misses. Um,
Red
and
Hood.
Jeff Johns is the one that wrote the Three Jokers.
So Red Hood, man, I love the idea of Red Hood because, like, when you go over the entire story about how they killed him and everyone voted to, like, yeah, fucking kill that guy, and they didn't expect it, and then they brought him back later as a Red Hood. It was such a great story that they wrote, and if anybody watches this, watching now, or anybody watches afterward, the DC animated movie, Under the Red Hood, is probably one of the best comic animated movies ever made. Like,
Yeah,
I
it was
love the
really
movie
good.
so much.
It was really good. Uh, it's up there. But
Emotional.
it's really good.
Hey, are you up on Mandalorian?
I am.
Okay, so I'm not gonna say any spoilers. I'm gonna say this last episode was fucking heavy.
It was. It was, man. It you know what I liked about it is um what I liked about this episode was it moved the story along at a great pace, kept some of those what ifs still out there, right? Didn't really answer any questions. And man, there was a part there where it kind of like, oh, you know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And I was sitting there like, "Why am I getting teary-eyed, man?"
Yeah,
But,
Prophet was
I'm
Liefeld. Prophet was Liefeld, and
yep.
he debuted in Youngblood, I believe, and he was Pinnacle Liefeld. Pinnacle Liefeld. Yeah, IG-12 was good
She
too, man.
yeah,
But I'm telling you, man, it was definitely. Um, hey, Rusty, we're gonna have to talk a little bit more because I am not a big fan of Steve Platt. Uh, but I don't like so him and McFarlane. They don't have similar. They have similar line work. I will say this: that they do a lot of those things, and they exaggerate some lines, and they do a lot of what I call superfluous lines to their work. But Stephen Platt, I'm not a huge fan of his art. It seems a little busy to me. But I am somebody
you
who
know who
grew up.
doesn't suck?
Who?
Brett fucking Booth.
Brett
I
Booth
haven't
is
said
good.
that in a minute.
Listen, man, Brett Booth is good. You brought me over to Brett Booth. I think some of his art can be repetitive, but you brought me over, especially seeing some of his DC work and then seeing what he did
He did Batman
on
Superman for a while, and it was so
yeah,
good.
yeah. You had Brett Booth,
I'm gonna hit this light
it-
real quick so it doesn't look all fucked up.
yep. And then see what else. Who else is pretty good? So I'm a huge Jim Lee fan. I'm a Ramita fan, both senior and junior. Um, so I grew up liking some of the cleaner lines. I'm a huge Jim Chung fan now.
If you
Um,
like Jim Lee, you gotta like Brett Booth because he
yeah,
definitely pulls from Jim Lee.
he does, man. He does. Brett Booth. I think what I think some of his art reminds me of Campbell a little
Yeah,
bit,
I can see that.
but it's because how he draws and he fits the Flash or those movers very well. Because I saw a lot of
He's
Brett
one of
Booth's
the
work.
best speedster artists.
Yeah, and
I
it
don't know
fits
what
there.
it is he does, but when you look at it, you're just like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to explain it.
No, his style fits the Flash.
Then,
Leave the
oh
chat,
yeah,
Jay. Leave the chat.
I,
So
I, the
Junior's
thing
good.
with Booth where I say he's like Jim Lee's because everybody's always like flexed and gritted
Yeah,
teeth, and Jim Lee does that all the time. You know what I mean? So like every time you see like if you look at a Cyclops from Brett Booth and you look at a Cyclops from Jim Lee, they're fucking mirrors, man.
yeah,
They're both
very similar. Yeah, very similar. I'm sorry, Rusty. My bad, man. I just not a Steve Platt fan. I'm just his art style, McFarlane. That art style is very for me.
I love
Junior,
McFarlane.
I'm nostalgic to Junior because I grew up on Junior's fantastic his Daredevil, his Spider-Man run, and
Because really X-Men was really good.
yeah, his X-Men was really good. So it was so I'm very it's kind of how Mike loves Bagley. It's for me that guy's art. I wanted to draw like John Romita Jr. And I think I aped a lot of his stuff when I was younger.
You know what I love? when I look at McFarlane and I look at a lot of pages like this, I'm like, I can see he really wanted to do Spawn. Look at Hobgoblin right there with his fucking cape, man. Like he
Hey,
had Spawn in his mind already.
he did. Hey, George Jimenez.
Amazing.
So for those of you guys who don't know, don't nap on Jorge Jimenez, man. That guy, he did
Is it Jorge?
essentially the whole Tinian run of Batman. He's doing the Zdarsky right now. He did Nemesis. That dude is talented. So good.
I got a bunch of
So
books
good.
from him.
Yeah. So good.
Tell me you don't see early Spawn in that.
Oh yeah.
Look at that fucking Hobgoblin cape, man. McFarlane wanted to do that shit.
When he
I'm
did the
surprised-
Batman, that was after Spawn.
Huh? No,
When
this
he
is
did the
before
Batman
Spider-Man. Wait, say Batman?
Yeah, when he did the Batman cover, was that after Spawn?
No, way before.
Where he had like the big old moon and the mistakes? That was way before Spawn, right?
423.
Yeah.
423 was way before.
And there you
Because
go.
that was
There you go.
when he was working on year 2, I think.
Yeah.
Was
There you go.
that was McFarlane. So that was in the 80s.
Who you talking about was you were out of comics, McFarlane or Steve Platt?
Oh wait, hold on. That's the one I meant to let.
Yeah. So
Dude, Jay.
okay, listen here. Listen here,
Have
Jay.
you read Year 1, Dark Knight Returns? You're a big fan of Hush, right?
Yeah. So
I mean,
so
there's
Jay
Batman has the most like
yeah.
fucking seminal, quintessential. I don't know what fucking adjective to use.
So if you want, man, Mint Hunter Comics did a list of what he feels are good Batman stories, and then I think Variant did the same thing. Okay, Junior. Okay, yeah. I got it. Variant did a quintessential one. If you like Hush, you have other good stories out there. I would tell you,
Hush animated movies suck though.
yeah, Cult. The Cult was a good one. That's a good Jason Todd one. And Batman, Year 1 with Court of Owl with Scott Snyder
Yeah.
and Greg Capullo.
That Snyder one was great.
Yeah, and that's
And
more
Capullo?
recent.
Greg Capullo is so good in Batman. Like his
Yeah.
style is perfect for Batman.
Adam Kubert. Yeah, the Kuberts are good. Rusty, the Kuberts are good, man. Both Adam and
All
Andy.
27 of them. This one's related, right?
Yeah, that's Andy, right? That's Andy Kubert.
Yeah, Andy.
Yep, that's Andy. Yep.
Yeah, Andy. And
Yep.
Adam's the one who's been doing those recent ones that looks eerily like a fucking JRJR art.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah. No. So
I've got a Rogue from him and a Magic from him because you
Yep.
know I love the X-Men.
So Batman does have some great villains. I think they're better now in their modern incarnations than they were in their obviously camp days.
I think you don't. I think you're misunderstanding the Batman character because of everybody doing the always Batman. Batman always wins. He's actually super, super flawed and fucks up everybody around him. And I don't mean like fucks them up by fighting them. Like everybody suffers because of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And it's such a compelling story when they really get into that.
Yeah, and this run, so he did Ice, is it
Like White
Ice
Knight
Out
kinda
in the Cold?
hits that a little bit.
Out in the Cold or Ice Cold. He did that. But here in this current run, they're doing just that, right? They in Fail Safe, they did that. The first art that Zdarsky put together, they kind of did that. They demonstrated how Batman messed everything up, and in spite of him being him, people still stick up for him and still put themselves out there for him.
I need to catch up on Zdarsky. The only one I read was it 125? Was Zdarsky's first one?
Yeah, you got to catch up. Which direction we going there, Rusty? Which direction we going?
Yeah, I'm fucking sold now because I'm already half a fucking bottle in less than an hour. So I thought I was going to do a 30-minute. I haven't even eaten dinner.
So Age of Apocalypse was great 90s story.
Yeah. Like, I don't think anybody's like that fucked it up. But nobody else is saying that it's Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Like,
It-
it's a classic, but it's like a
yes.
mid-tier classic.
Yeah. Age of Apocalypse. Oh, so good. It's so 90s. It's not even funny. It's but because it just doesn't stand the test. It doesn't withstand the test of time. But it is good. It is a good, fun story. It was probably
I'm biased toward X-Men, though. You know that.
yeah. It's one of those ones where I think you truly got to see like these characters if they were let go in their no inhibitions. You got to see Cyclops essentially be a lackey, man. He really bought into he it's funny because he rode for Apocalypse the way he rode for Charles Xavier, and that loyalty came through in Age of Apocalypse. The same with Wolverine was still the same dude, throwing up the middle finger. The one concept out of Age of Apocalypse that I think was really good, and we're starting to see it now, is Dark Beast, right? Like seeing Hank McCoy become this mad scientist, and the way he is being depicted now in the Wolverine series is pretty good. But Age of Apocalypse is up there, man.
Didn't he?
Was that?
Didn't regular Beast go full Dark Beast recently?
He is right now. Yeah, he is right now. He is.
I read something like he's full. So, just anybody watching, huge X-Men fan, number one all time, fucking love it. Haven't read anything in like 5 years because I fucking hate everything that's happening right now. It's so convoluted. It's like the '90s again. Like,
It is pretty bad. It is pretty bad.
A lot of the concepts I really like. I love Jonathan Hickman's concepts. I fucking hate his execution.
Yeah, a lot of exposition. A lot of exposition.
That's exactly it. Be like, I need to read 4 novel pages to find out that Cyclops sprained his pinky. Let's fucking say he sprained his pinky and move on.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But it's coming up. The Fall of X is coming up. Fall of X is coming up.
Yeah, I'll probably pick up from there because I feel like that might be a good starting point to move on again.
Yeah.
Like I said, I honestly I don't hate Jonathan Hickman. I love his concepts, but it's just so fucking much work. Dude, let your artist do the storytelling sometimes.
I'm a Claremont fan. I think he gets a lot of. I think he did a lot of great things for X-Men, but I think we look at his work through rose-colored glasses. The one thing that Claremont
You mean like
was able to
he
accomplish
dropped an
with
N-bomb in one of his issues?
he did, but it was within context, and I love the exchange because it was Kitty Pryde to her friend, and I believe it was in the graphic novel God Loves, Man Hates, or something like that. I can't remember the complete name of that one, but
Well, it was in the regular issue. It was like, I have
no,
the
no,
issue.
no.
It was a regular run.
Was it a regular
It was
issue? I
like
thought it was in that.
190.
I thought it was in that one. Yeah,
No, no, it
maybe.
was in just the regular Uncanny run,
Okay, but
like 194 or something like that.
yeah. So he gets a lot of credit, but because I think what he was able to do is something that is probably unheard of right now is how long he spent on the X-Men. Like he spent over a decade.
Yeah, he did a Bendis run on that.
Yeah, yeah. And and you're right, Rusty. The Beast in the current Wolverine right now. Mm-mm-mm. The ends justify the means, and that dude do not care. It's
I'm
definitely
behind.
definitely
The reason I'm behind is because Marvel has a bad habit of not giving a fucking legacy book, man. Like, especially with X-Men and Wolverine and all that, there's like so many of them, which is the thing that they tried to get away from, which like made them great again. If there was just an Uncanny X-Men and an X-Men book, I would just read them all. But I don't know what the fuck the X-Men books are right now.
so the
And
X-Men
Spider-Man's
books.
been close to that recently.
Yeah, so the X-Men books, You have a lot of them. You do, and they try to whittle down. I think Fall of X is probably going to bring them back after they kind of do their limited series and kind of concentrate them. But what came out of X of Swords, like the Marauders, the Hellfire Club, um, or the Hellfire, I can't remember the.
Well, you
I
see they're doing
think
a Realms of X also, right?
a what?
Realms of X. So it's an all female team of X Men going through the 10 realms X.
Oh no, no,
Uh,
that's yeah, no, no, no. What they was it Rums? I know they got Captain Britain now, so they got Betsy Braddock. I'd have
I
to
don't
double
think
check.
she's part of that. It was like just announced like yesterday or something.
Okay, I have to double check because right now the only thing that I've been reading has been Sins of Sinister. So I stopped reading for a little bit and then I picked up X Men again with Sins of Sinister, which is awesome. That Sins of Sinister.
I haven't read it yet. I will. I'm always behind since we started a fucking store, man. Because everything I get takes so much time to process and list and fucking ship out. And I'm like, oh no, I
Really?
got it. Well, I went TDY this week. I read like 40 fucking books, man. I went to everything on Marvel Unlimited, uh, Venom, Dark Web. So I'm still behind on everything because it's a few months back. And what was the other one I told you?
uh, what you did? What? I'll have to look. You
Oh,
did something.
Midnight Suns.
Yeah, Midnight Suns.
All
You know
fucking
which
good.
one?
I really like Midnight Suns.
You know which one you need to read, which is fun, man. And Jay, I think you would like this one too, but it's DC. It's an indie book, but it's written by Warren Ellis. I just reread it. Transmetropolitan.
I never read
Let me.
that. I've heard of it.
Oh my gosh, so good, so good, so good, so good. I need to read. I'm gonna read Scout, but Transmetropolitan. I oh so good. It's it's super dense though. It is so dense. So it's not, it's a dystopian future. It's written. Spider Jerusalem is a journalist, so he talks about political corruption stuff. And it's funny, you read it now, you read it then, and you put it within the context of that time frame. But a lot of those themes fit today. A lot of those themes fit today to the things that we see, and you'll be like, "Man, this sounds so familiar. When was this written?" Back then. I think it's almost 20 years old. Let me double check, if not more. But it's so good. Metropolitan is really good. The other one that I'm starting to reread again is I read American Vampire. I read all of American Vampire, Scott Snyder.
Snyder?
Yeah.
That
And
was all DC too, wasn't it?
yeah, that's DC. And then I'm gonna reread Scout. That one was really good too.
I never read. I don't know if I ever even heard of Scout.
Yeah, it was DC Vertigo, 97. So going on, and it's almost 30 years old. Transmetropolitan.
So I'm just gonna
Yeah.
show you a random thing I got in a stack of comics I bought. Look at that racism. Somebody pulled a racism. I don't even think that dude's Indian. I think it's a white dude they dressed up as an Indian. That dude looks like me. Look at this.
Oh, did I move it? I moved it. I moved it. But yeah, it's
Like I always pull up these like old golden age things that you get at
yeah.
like antique stores in a stack. Like in that stack will be like one dope fucking book, you know? Like, hey, $20 for this. It has an Iron Man what is it 282 with the first War Machine?
Yeah, 282. Yep.
I think that was in that stack and it was like $30 for the stack. And I'm like, and I went through, I'm like, yeah, I'll give you $30 for the stack. And then I'm like, oh shit, I found an Iron Man. I want to give you like 20 more dollars. I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you sure?
That's
Because
good.
it's a 282. They're like, no,
Yeah.
no, we're good. I just want to get rid of them because I don't like comics. I'm like, okay. So these are all going to go in my fucking 50-cent box when I start doing cons.
Yeah.
So don't go to the fucking antique stores and buy them for $10.
So Scalp was written by Jason Aaron. I can't remember who did it. So I haven't read that one yet. Is that the glass house? The previous Nightmare Country was really good. I really like that one. So I'm gonna have to pick this one
Is
up.
that the Tinian one?
So this one, Glass House, I do not believe is written by Tinian, but the first one was. Nightmare Country was, and it featured the Corinthian.
Just gonna say, we fucking called it when you bought that set off of Aaron. We're like, you should get that, dude. That's gonna sell for a lot in 8 months when this movie show comes out.
Yeah, I sold it. It was good.
Came
It was
out.
awesome.
That's the game, man.
So Rusty, what he's talking about is I had the whole Sandman trade paperback run.
Box set, fucking
Box
gorgeous.
set and include it. So it was everything in DC. It was sealed, and it was awesome. It was good. The other, I don't have it here, but it's good, man. This I'm gonna have to read Nightmare Country Glass House.
Canto's
Canto.
the thing I've heard a lot good about. I never got into it because I think there's a lot of hype because of Whatnot. But I've never heard anybody be like, "This sucks."
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of good things.
there's a lot of indie stories out there that I haven't read. Canto's one of them. I think for me, indies are hit and miss. I have to really like the writer or the artist who's working on it.
I
Because
really try to work on the premise, even if it's somebody never heard of.
well, I read Clear by Scott Snyder, and I'm a Snyder fan, but I felt Clear was probably one of his weakest here lately. I read Night of the Ghoul, and I told you Night of the Ghoul was okay, but it was somewhat predictable, but it was still a good story. I love Ed Brubaker, and I can't wait for him to finish his Reckless series. Man, those are so good. And I picked up.
Yeah, I know the premise is like that's what got me big on Grimm. You
Yeah,
remember? Yeah, I know. I remember me hitting you up. You're like, "Yo, check this out. This is gonna be
yeah,
the thing, man. I'm gonna get them all." It really hit for me too. And then
yeah,
other ones would be like Behold Behemoth, uh,
yep,
Damn Them All. Great fucking stories, man.
yeah. So and so like I read. Man, it was Scout. The recount. I
Recount?
like that.
Yeah,
I like recount. And
got a
he
lot of
will
Recount.
actually the author's actually going to be at Heroes Con, I think. So
Okay.
I'll probably get him to sign a couple of those. I'll probably get a six. I'm gonna go so broke at Heroes Con. It's not even funny. It's a lot of
Kind
artists.
of.
I'm gonna try to get a couple artists, and we'll see. We'll see if I come out of there pretty good. But like right now I'm reading the current stuff. I'm reading Spider-Man because now they're finally explaining what happened, and I think it's going to be pretty good, the explanation. I'm reading Miles. They just closed out the first arc, and it's going into, is
Behind.
it,
Don't spoil it.
yeah, no, it's going into something Carnage is doing that, and I think that will lead into um Ultimate Invasion. So I think the second arc of Miles Morales Spider-Man leads into Ultimate Invasion.
And
Was
all
that?
the Ultimate Invasion covers are fucking dope. And almost all of them feature Miles.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if like the evil Miles is coming back or
Oh,
like
that'd be awesome.
and isn't Codex in the Ultimate Universe?
No, he's in a different universe. And
Okay,
Tinian does write. Rusty just
because
corrected
the
me.
reason I say that is because uh the maker was trying to get back, and when he was going back, it was the Ultimate it was Codex's universe. and he said something about being home.
Yeah, but that's but it's not the ultimate. I don't think it's the ultimate universe. I'd be kind of weird. I'll have to I'll have to recheck. It might
You know
be.
what I'm talking about, right? In Venom, when they went and it was Codex and Maker was trying to go back and Codex
Yeah, yeah,
taking
yeah.
over.
Yeah,
So that's why
I
I thought it was the ultimate universe.
so you know, I'd have to double check because I don't know if it was the ultimate. I don't think Codex was in the ultimate universe. So I have to double check. So yeah, Glass House. So Tinian does write Glass House. All right, cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to read it because I like what he did with the first arc, Nightmare Country. I like what he did. So it should be, and Frizen. There's a Rusty shared an image of the 1 in 100 for Glass House #1. It features the technically the new Dream, Dream of the Endless. The I can't remember his name. He actually has a name, but he was born in the Dreaming. So and Dream passed his powers to him. So and he's in the show. He made an appearance in the show as a baby. I can't remember the episode,
Oh, was that
but
the baby when he was born in the dream world?
yep,
And then
yep,
Sandman took him, said, "This is mine."
yep,
Okay,
yep.
I know
That's
what
it.
you're talking about.
Yeah. So
Guys, if
he,
you haven't seen Sandman, it's fucking phenomenal.
yeah,
I'm not gonna tell
he,
you that it hits right away. It's a little slow because it has to establish at the beginning, but once you start going, there's like 3 entire fucking arcs in 1 season. They
yeah,
didn't drag 1 arc out for 1 season, and it just fucking hits. It is so good.
and they could have. And I will tell you this, and I recommended it to Rusty. If you like audiobooks and you like Audible, or if you have Audible, check out the Sandman. It has 3 Audible full cast. So you have James McAvoy, you
Yeah.
have Neil Gaiman who narrates the story. So it's a full cast, and they do a phenomenal job. I haven't listened to Act 3 yet because I was listening to some other books, but I'm gonna go back and go back to listen to Act 3. But Sandman, perfect, good stuff, and things like that. But yeah, man, I mean that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm reading Batman, Spider-Man, so I'm a basic bro right now when it comes to comics. So and I stopped reading Thor. I got to get back into Thor. I'm looking forward
That's
to the
another one that
new.
Gates is, you're seeing a thing where other writers are writing it the way,
Yeah,
he did with, Hulk.
Hulk.
So, man, I just hope dude's okay, man. I don't wanna make any speculation about it. Obviously, he's
Yeah,
got something going on. He's a fucking amazing and talented writer.
yeah.
Definitely my favorite writer out there right now. Him and
I think he was
Tinian,
at
I'd
Mega-
say.
I think he was at MegaCon, so he did make a con appearance. I think so.
That's good because
Yeah.
I remember he also tweeted something earlier in the year that, like, last year was the worst years of his life.
Yeah.
Didn't go into details. Uh, I just love the dude's work, I don't even wish ill will upon Dan Slott. So so I wish the best for him, man. I want him to keep using his talent. We all love it. I want him to succeed, and I hope everything's good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new Hulk coming out. I think that debuts in
Who's
June.
the writer again?
Philip Kennedy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Going to be
I'm
horror
interested to
based.
see where he goes with it because he's really good at, like, I don't know how I wanna word it. Uh, World building? Would that be
Yeah,
appropriate?
world building. Yep.
Like, he establishes shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Daniel. That's the kid's name. Daniel. Yes, Daniel. Who's the new Dream of the Endless. Um. So him and Nick Klein is the artist. So, and I'm a
Nick
huge,
Klein is underrated.
so underrated. Um.
It
A
the
Jay. I
current
think.
Thor run is
Yeah.
Nick Klein, his as art and I think he's getting overshadowed by the fact that Donny Cates is writing it. Nick Klein is so fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah, his the Thor run is pretty good. I stopped a few issues back. after the banner of Hulk, the Hulk banner, that whole thing. I stopped after that. I need to pick back up again.
You should,
Uh,
man. I'm still a couple issues behind, but I'm further than you, and they're
yeah,
hinting at Blake coming back.
nice. Because he is technically the god of lies.
And yeah, I don't want to kill it for you, but you'll see how they talk about bringing them back. And like I
Okay,
said, I'm still a couple issues behind. He might be back already. I don't know.
so I'll read it. I'll read it in the app. I'll read it in Marvel Unlimited.
I need to go to the store again.
I'll read it in Marvel
Hey, this
Unlimited.
is called Drunk on Comics.
Yeah, it is, man. And I'm not drinking right now because I'd had some before I came up. Um,
I got back from work. We were late, and I just started fucking chugging. Like, oh, it's already late.
then, but a quick
The-
plug for the eBay store. Some Daredevil books, some Frank Miller Daredevil books are going to go up here soon. I just finished that. I got to finish pricing them. They're going to go up. I
Please
finished scanning them, so it's
hit
going
up
to be good.
any of our medias. We should have our link tree in any of them. The
Yep.
easiest one is Instagram. It's right in the bio. The first two are going to be eBay, or yeah, the first two in our link tree are going to be Instagram, eBay. Whatnot should be in there.
Yep.
Whatnot is our, I don't know, third major platform.
Yep.
But
And
I do a couple shows a month. I try to make it something special. I've got one tomorrow. A lot of awesome books in there. Angel has put up some books that I think he had super underpriced. Definitely check out the. I was like, "Are you sure you only want to sell it for this?" He's like, "Yeah, I just want to get rid of it." And I'm like, "Are you really sure? Because that's really pretty low." And he's like,
yeah.
"Yeah, fuck it." So
So
there's a couple fucking steals in there, man. I'm not
yeah,
saying
so
there's like 100 steals, but there's like 3.
yeah, definitely check it out. Be on the lookout on the eBay store. The eBay store will have some like some Daredevil. I've kind of transitioned a little bit to some Bronze and Silver Age, so we'll see some of those. You'll see a little bit more of that. Rusty. I'm gonna have to catch back up. I'm a little behind on it. I'm gonna have to catch back up. And
So
Little's being
I want to make
polite.
a slight disclaimer here, if you'll allow me. Technically, so right now, me and Angel actually separate everything for legal reasons. I do everything on Whatnot. He does everything on eBay because we are both in the army, so we are not allowed to have a business together. So we YouTube as Hot Zone Comics, but
Yeah.
he does everything on eBay. I do everything on Whatnot because we're not allowed to actually be a business together
Yep.
because he's an officer and I'm enlisted. So that's like a disclaimer out there, just to kind of clear that up when we talk about this.
Yeah.
He's retiring. When are you retiring?
Next year.
Next year? Okay.
Yeah,
And then
July
I'm like, as soon as he retires, it's fucking on.
1st.
He might even open a fucking brick and mortar. I don't know.
That's the dream. The brick and mortar is the dream. Yeah, he's going through it. And his I think yeah, he's going through it, and I hope the best. I know the last time I read something from him, it wasn't a tweet, or it might have been a tweet, but he was working on
Seems better.
something else for Marvel. So he removed himself from the Hulk run, which to be fair, was a tough follow to Al Ewing's Immortal Hulk. So doing Space Hulk
It
was
really
very
was. But
uh
I think
wasn't
overall, he like gave his. I think he did George R. Martin, where he said, "This is what I want to do,"
yeah,
and then the other guys just kind of wrote it out for him.
yeah,
But I
exactly.
also think they kind of did it justice, unlike Game of Thrones season 8. If you know,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. If you know, but one little thing I would say about Game of Thrones is they telegraphed where that was going to go. They
I
telegraphed it.
disagree.
They did. They telegraphed it.
Like
They
we made one very slight comment shortly in the midst of anger in season 2. Obviously, Khaleesi was gonna fuck everybody. No, it was 5 fucking seasons of Khaleesi being all about justice, and like fucking Batman in it, and then they're like Shazam,
She had her
Black
Martha.
Adam, huh?
She had her Martha moment, and it's the same. And the same with
No, like
you
it
know,
would have worked out, but the problem is George R. R. Martin didn't write the book yet, so he's like,
yeah,
"This is how it's going to end." They were like, "All right, well, we'll do that without any kind of fucking exposition or character development. We'll
yeah,
just write the end that George R. R. Martin gave
and it
us."
was a short season. I What I did not like is how they treated the White Walkers, right? Like they
Yeah,
made them this fucking menace, and then
one episode, like they were the big bad for 7 goddamn seasons, and then one episode.
done.
Like I'm not even mad about like the actual final stabbing because that was dope.
It was
When she
dope.
fucking dropped the knife and stabbed him,
It
but
was dope.
but like in one episode, dude, come on. George R. R. Martin was going to write 2 fucking books about that.
Look, the Battle of the Bastards took longer than than that
That's
fight.
just so good. That is like one of the best episodes of TV ever.
It was really good. It was really good.
But I will. God damn it! I lost my train of thought. This is what happens when you're drunk on comics. Oh,
What
House of Slaughter or House of Slaughter, House of the Dragon is bringing redemption to it.
it is, man. Because
So
I
good.
think what I like about House of Dragons is the because it's based on like a history book, right? So it's based on the history
Yeah,
book,
like I
and so
mentioned
they
in the books about the Civil War of the Targaryens.
yeah
So they made the story about the Targaryens.
yeah, and they got a lot of wiggle room per se, except for the big moments, right? Like the
Yeah,
moments where, like, oh, this
did
happened at
kind of
this
phone
point,
that in.
like this, you know. But the
Like they
how
made
things,
the last
yeah,
episode, the season finale where he killed him.
yeah,
Without
yeah,
spoilers, somebody killed somebody. That's not a spoiler because it's fucking Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yeah,
But they made it seem like an accident,
yep.
where in the story of the Civil War, it was not an accident. It was on
Oh no, it
purpose.
was done on purpose, and the place they were at did it on purpose. So it's good, man.
Yeah.
It's
It's
definitely a
one of those
redemption.
slow burns. Very good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. So I'm not. I'm rereading a lot of stories now. Revisiting some things. I'm going to revisit some Batman stories. And I'm looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy, which is I think is the next big movie that's
Yep.
coming out. Um,
Like 3 weeks.
yep. We're
Also,
planning.
do a Guardians of the Galaxy sale on whatnot.
We're planning to go see Renfield because Nick Cage's Dracula has got
Dude,
to be awesome.
that is probably going to be the second movie I see that's not a Marvel movie in the past couple of years in the theaters because it looks so fucking good. Nick Cage has 2 acting levels: fucking awful,
And
fucking
Nick Cage.
awesome, and
Hey,
Renfield looks like fucking awesome Nick Cage, like
yeah,
kick-ass Nick Cage.
it does. Hey, Rusty, you'll be welcome. Everybody from the lair will be welcome. So, but yeah,
We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if we're going to retire at the same place and have 1 store, or retire
yeah,
2 places and have 2 stores. It is not impossible that we retire at the same place just because of our trajectory over the past fucking 15 years.
yeah,
We've been at a lot of the same places. We
yep.
retired. I know I'm looking at being toward a big military base for a lot of the benefits we get, like medical, pharmacy, etc. I think Angel's probably kind of in the same line.
Yeah, the same way, and we both like warmer
Because
climates. So,
I want to be near a coast with the beach because I like salt water.
yeah, so it should there's possibility. There's a possibility there. But yeah, but definitely check out the store. Some CBCS slabs will be going up here soon. Super excited to put some of these books. We're going to get some good deals.
I,
Check out the Whatnot show
I've actually
tomorrow.
listed
It's
my
going to be a good time.
ultimate follow-up for 125 Jurjevic for a stupid amount of money.
You listed it. No shit.
It's listed. It is a stupid amount of money, though. So you have to make me want to sell it. Open to offers, though.
Listen, That's probably why you got featured.
But one of the guys who is running everything is Nomas.
Okay.
So, but I also did the feature super early.
Yeah.
Like I went
Okay.
10 days out for one, and there's like only one person who already scheduled the show. But we are featured for Whatnot, for Spider-Man series for tomorrow. I've also got a prime slot, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. And because I got a prime slot, I put some prime fucking books, man.
Yeah.
I will warn you, I'm not your dollar bin.
Yeah.
Some of the auctions are starting at $5 or $10.
Yeah. And
But again, Angel is also like, sell this book for $50. Be like, that's a $150 book. He's like, fucking get rid of it. Send the buy now, man. It's up to
yeah.
you.
So definitely check out the Whatnot show.
We have some Spread Boy sevens,
Yeah.
which are on
We do.
eBay. Recent sales are like $50.
Yeah.
We got it for
And you
35.
include everything and stuff. So it's going to be a good time. Looking forward to watching. Obviously can't buy
Angel,
and
sorry about this for a second. Jay said move to Alaska, but the wife hates it. I'm gonna tell you something, Jay. Both of us are in the army. There's an army base in Alaska. I have never actually talked to Angel about this, but I'm sure he's going to agree that everybody I have ever talked to who's ever been to Alaska fucking loves it.
loved it. Loved it.
No, I've never heard anything bad about Alaska. I don't know
Never.
why. I hate the cold. They
Never.
all
And
fucking love Alaska. They're like, it's the best fucking place ever.
yeah, and yeah, and apparently you get great deals on comic books up there. So,
What was that book? What was it?
Tomb
Was
of
it
Dracula
Journey
10.
3 or Tomb of Dracula?
Tomb of Dracula number 10
Oh, that's
with
right.
a bunch of other
Oh, $100
books.
or something stupid, wasn't it?
Yeah, just shy of $300. Came back in 92.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, it was bananas. But yeah,
I
check
came
us
across some
out.
great deals at yard
Yeah,
sales and shit.
yeah,
But
and you
Tomb of
know,
Dracula 10 at a comic
and
shop.
yeah, at a comic shop. At a comic
It's not
shop.
even a yard sale find. It was
You
at a
know,
fucking comic shop.
and when I was talking to him, we were talking about it, and I told him, I said, probably, you got to price it for your clientele. They were unsure if it was restored or not. So there was a lot of question marks. So, so I'm sure they didn't lose money on it, but it was a great find for that guy. And his name is Joey, and Joey legit straight up said he saw the preview pictures, looked at his wife, said, "We're going to the comic book shop, and I'm going to spend some money." so he drove down. He'll be at Heroes Con. He's here in Fayetteville now, so he's going to go to Heroes Con with us. Next week we have Fayetteville Comic Con, so it really should be called Fayetteville Power Ranger Con, but it should be a good time. Um, and then the week after that is the Raleigh Comic Book Show, and then after that, I'll there's no big show after that, or no con per se after that. So I'll be posting a lot of books.
All right, man. I need to fucking kill it. Haven't eaten yet. It's
All
8:30
right.
here. I need to hit the liquor store because apparently I fucking drank all mine.
You mean
So
you have Shauna hit the liquor store?
still open. I'm good.
All
I
right.
got an 18-year-old who can drive me.
Oh, that's right. That's right. God, keep
But Tristan's
forgetting.
18, bro.
You forget
Remember,
Tristan's
Joe's is
18.
like fucking 40 now.
I'll
I mean,
let him know.
wife's 18.
All right. Well, hey, thanks you guys for joining us. It's great.
Hey, Russ, thanks for hanging out. I saw
Yeah.
Gabe in here.
Yeah.
I know I
Thank
saw a
you.
bunch of people popping in and out. If you
Yeah.
watch it later to catch up, thank you for checking it out. Anyone who watches it after
Yeah.
and never popped in during live, thank you also.
Yeah.
Like, we're just trying to have fun with comics, man.
Yeah, and we will catch you guys. We'll try to do a little bit more often, but we'll definitely have one probably after Fayetteville Comic Con to show any finds that we may have. All right, you guys have a good night.
Deuces. Whoa.